All right, welcome everyone. Obviously, most of you guys know who I am. If you have not, because I know we have a few more new members that have joined this past week or so, week and a half, or I say week since we had our last team meeting last Monday night. So congratulations for everybody that's joined, and either they've come on as a customer or came on the promo and they're purchasing their personal order or upgrading or just coming on immediately now. So my name is Erin Spreen, and I reside in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I am a Albertan, a Canadian, and I have been in the industry for 25 years, 15 years building teams, had international teams, mentored and trained up to 60 different countries in my last program. So I have been around, but I can tell you that I've always stayed as a student. And we have this most amazing opportunity to have Paul and Derrick on tonight. I'm going to read their bios to you guys because I think you guys are going to be blown away, because yes, they are real human beings. Paul and I had a conversation tonight about that, or today about that. They're just normal human beings, but understand that we are incredible opportunity. I think most of you guys understand that we can really own our markets. Our local markets that will turn into global markets. So Paul has lived in his early life what most kids can only dream of. He was a rock star, and he fronted the group Animotion, and then also as a solo artist. Had his work in movies like Scarface, the Olympics, and the World Cup in Rome, Italy. From there, he and his wife started their own interior design business that was featured on the cover of Architect Digest, InStyle, People, and the HGTV. But he's no stranger to success and has enjoyed steadily residual income most of his life. The chance to continue the residual income was a key component that piqued his interest in network marketing. Soon after joining his first network marketing company, Paul became a networking rock star and became a multi-million-dollar earner, thus creating other million-dollar earners in his organization. Paul became interested in Rain International after he met its CEO and founder, Byron. Of this encounter, Paul said, "I had a list of non-negotiable criteria in mind when it came to finding my next home in network marketing. I found that Rain checked every one of those boxes off my list." Since joining Rain, Paul has risen through the ranks, and he is a diamond elite with his teams in Canada, US, Mexico, Norway, Sweden, and more coming along. He continues to his excellent work with Rain through presenting, training, and team building. And I can tell you that is 100% in the short period of time that I've been working with him for the last 2 weeks. So, and then Paul's going to do some training with us, but in the meantime, I'm going to do also Derrick's bio, just so you guys understand the individual that we are working with. We are so blessed. He is no stranger to a steep climb of success. In fact, he started out in the hotel bellhop years and years ago, working hard, but always looking out in new opportunities. And an opportunity presented itself in the form of network marketing. Just make sure you guys are muted, whoever's coming on. Thank you. Just give me a second here. Oh, perfect. Thank you. He ended up joining, and this small event not only turned out to be only the fruitless introduction, but one that would change his life. Within a few short years at this company, Derrick was making millions, growing fast teams, changing lives, but other opportunities presented itself, and Derrick was ready for a change. Just 4 years ago, Derrick was introduced to Rain International. Actually, I think that would be more than 4 years.
It's about 6 now.
About 6, yes. The seed-based health company. He was impressed by the category they had created and their determination to help each Rain partner succeed and the legacy they could create. So he jumped in head first and began building a new team. One would quickly grow into a powerhouse. So that is, and understand that Derrick is on the verge of becoming the next level of his the diamond levels, the pin ranks. If any of you guys have understood the pin ranks of the comp plan, I know some of you guys are very big learners and eager to know everything, but I'm so blessed to be working with these two individuals. It's a blessing that Jeremy shared his testimonial in regards to this product. I personally, again, you know why I came into this product is because I was looking for something for my husband for recovery of a stroke. So this is absolutely divine timing of us being here. North America is wide open. And again, I've been in the industry for 25 years, 15 years building a team, and I've never ever heard of this company. So I'm so excited. And the more I get to know about this company, being on their live calls, the corporate calls, the weekly calls, hearing Byron speak and teach and train, and Casey, I got a personal text from Casey already this afternoon, and that is humbling. That's not to, you know, put myself on a pedestal, guys. This is truly a company that I can tell that this corporate team believes in their field leaders and their distributors. So I'm going to hand the call over to Paul, and Paul has a small training. Derrick's going to come on and he's going to share his words of wisdom. And while they're both doing their training, I want you guys to write down the questions that you may have. This is going to be a very open group team meeting here tonight, because I really want you guys to understand the level that we are working with. And they are so eager to absolutely open up North America on a very large scale. So with that further ado, I'll hand it over to you, Paul.
Well, you know, thank you so much for that very nice introduction. I want to tell you a little bit about my friend Derrick, though, because Derrick won't toot his own horn. But you know, Derrick and I have now worked together in this industry about over 18 years now, very closely. And Derrick's one of my dearest friends, but he's also, and he would never toot his horn like this, but Derrick's a legend in this industry. His organization it was a personal care company here in Provo, Utah, with a big blue glass tower. So if you've been to Provo, you know what I'm talking about. But Derrick had the largest organization in Asia. His organization is still there. It probably still does $1 billion a year in sales. We worked together in the only company that I was in before this. I've been in network marketing since 2005. Derrick's been in it since 1985. Okay. So, that was where I got to know Derrick, and Derrick had an enormous organization in that business also, and has been my personal dear friend and mentor all these many, many years. So I feel very lucky to work with Derrick Winkel and to be his friend. What I really wanted to do is really sort of, I wanted to help you guys have the vision here. And I know maybe some of you came in because you loved the product or are using the product. I also came in because I was looking for the right product, but also because I was looking for an opportunity. And I'm going to let Derrick tell you his story, because he has an amazing story about really hitting a momentum window in that first company of his and in our second company. But if you're looking, for an opportunity, you're really at the right place at the right time here. And I'll show you why that is here in a second. So Aaron, if you'd like me to, I can go through this little training. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Can you see my screen now? Okay, you can. Let's see. And from the beginning. Okay. Are you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Yeah,
okay.
we can see it.
Okay. So, many times when I tell people, oh yeah, no, I have a network marketing business, I see this look come over their face. And they're just kind of like, oh, well, isn't that sweet? And I just know that they are imagining that I have a cute little side business hobby where I don't know, knit something and send it to some, I don't know. They're imagining this really small business. And what I'm trying to paint is a picture of I have this enormous worldwide multi-million-dollar business. So why is it that people sometimes have that picture about our industry? I think some people have preconceived ideas about it, but it also has to do with the picture that we're painting. What kind of picture are we painting? Most people paint a product picture, and there's nothing wrong with that because the product is the center of all of this and it drives all of it. But what happens is if you're only painting a product picture, then what you get are customers. You get end users, people that are enjoying the product, having great results, but that's where it ends. They're not going to go out and find other people. Maybe one of those customers, after a while, it might dawn on them, maybe after 6 months, hey, you know what, maybe this could be a business, but it takes time, right? So that's a drawn out process. And then what's that person going to do? They're going to go imitate you. They're going to paint a product picture, and the results that they're going to get are going to be the same. They're going to get customers, and it may or may not dawn on them that, hey, this could be a business. If you just look at the numbers, if it took you 6 months to get 2 people that wanted to build a business, well, it would take you basically a year to have 6 people in your business if they duplicated at that rate. And it would take you over 4.5 years to get over 1,000 people into your network. It's very different if you really understand like what we have to offer people, and if you're talking to people about a business opportunity as well, because those kinds of people can go get their first 2 people in the first week, just like Aaron and many of you, okay? Many more than 2. And if it duplicates out that way, 2 people talking to 2 who talk to 2, in 9 weeks, you can have over 1,000 people if that chain of duplication doesn't break. So that's really, a vision of what can happen. I just started talking to people about rain, and all of a sudden my network exploded all over the world. It's just crazy what can happen. But the United States still seems to be untouched. My natural organization just kind of grew into Europe and Asia and Mexico. So this is a huge opportunity for us. Now, sometimes people say, well, yeah, okay, but for me, it's really I just love this product. I really just want to help people. Great. Like, I don't want to build a network. Well, let me ask you, how do you think you would help the most people? By one-on-one talking to people about this, or maybe by building a network, an army of people who are going to go out and talk to others about it. It's the most effective way to do it, to help people and to reward yourself also. Sometimes people are shy to talk about business because they don't really have a business track record to speak of, and they're really afraid that somebody's going to ask them this question. Well, how much money have you made? Right? Which is a very unfair question, because this is a business like any other. I have a friend that bought a McDonald's franchise. It was $2 million of upfront fees, franchise fees, and build out. How much money do you think he made in his first year? He's way in the red, right? You want to be a dentist? It's going to cost you about $700,000 between school and opening your practice before you make a penny. This is a business like any other business. It builds with time and effort, but you do have people that, Derrick, Susie Kwok, who is Derrick's sponsor. Susie sponsored Derrick. Derrick sponsored me. Byron sponsored Susie. So we're right there, and we're working with the very top people here. But you have examples of people who are doing really well in this business. So, and if any of us can do it, you can do it. There's no special recessive network marketing gene in any of us. We're just out flapping our gums and using a system. And your personal track record, some of you have been very successful in network marketing. Some may be a little challenged or a little afraid of it. Your personal track record doesn't really matter. The facts matter. So, people are succeeding, you can succeed. So how do we change this idea about our business or about network marketing? Well, it's by changing what we're talking about, by painting a different picture, painting a business picture. Because the person that's listening to you when you're talking about business, they're wondering one thing: is this going to be worth my time? Okay. So in order to paint that kind of a picture and have that light bulb go off in their head, we got to be talking about business things. These are the things I like to talk about: market trends, the company itself, the products, of course, the business model, the system that we have in place. I mean, these are things business people are going to want to know about. What about that company? What about those products? How does that model work? Do you have a system that works? What's the timing of all this? And when you put all of those things together into the hopper, out pops a business picture. So let's take those things one at a time. Trends. Why do people buy the Wall Street Journal? Why do they read it? Because they want to know what the trends are so that they can figure out where to put their time and their money, because those are both very important assets. Let's talk about the trends in wellness. Now, I remember when that book came out. It was in 2001. Paul Zane Pilzer, he was an advisor to several presidents of the United States. He wrote this book, How to Make a Fortune in the Next Trillion-Dollar Industry. And so he predicted in 2001 that the wellness industry would become the next $1 trillion a year industry. It wasn't at the time. Well, here we are in 2023. And he predicted that by 2011. Well, guess what? It's a $4.2 trillion business now. Now, these statistics were from 2019, before the pandemic. The world economy was growing at about 3.6%, and the wellness industry was growing at about 6.4%. I'm certain those have adjusted because of the pandemic, but I'm sure it's still kind of proportional. And as the economy recovers throughout the world, if we get through all this craziness that's been happening, this pattern will repeat itself. Another thing that's a trend is just people are sick. I mean, people are, back in 1990, 12% of the population was obese. Now 42% is. Diabetes has increased by 350%. Autoimmune disease is just off the charts. So the demand for products like these are also off the charts. People need, want, must have these products. What about the company? Is it a stable company? Who are the owners? Who's the management team? We have the dream management team. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of history here. Rain International did not start out as Rain International. It started out as a company called Rain Nutrition in 2009. There was a guy here that was just a very wealthy guy, and he had heard of this product that had been developed by the University of Maryland that had helped these little pediatric cancer patients, and realized it had a wider application, and he started Rain Nutrition by acquiring the patents on that product. So that company attracted a lot of leaders, one of which was a guy named Byron Belka, who was a very, very high-ranking person at another company. And Byron built a huge team. By 2011, he had over 70% of the company's volume in his downline. And in 2011, the owner called him as he was about to step on a stage in Budapest, Hungary, to speak to a group of 1,500 people at an opportunity meeting. And the owner says, "Hey, we're shutting down the company." And Byron went, "What? I can't let this happen. This is the most, revolutionary product I've ever seen. I've never seen results like this. We're helping people both financially and physically. How can I solve this?" So he flew back to the US, put together a consortium of investors, manufacturers, people in finance, people in the tech industry, people in the marketing industry, people in network marketing. They bought the company. And what I love about that is that Byron has been me. Byron has been you. Byron gets it. I mean, he's been a distributor. He still does not take a salary. He just builds teams in this company and takes commissions. I've never worked with under a better situation. We have had a tremendous partnership. He's helped me literally open countries that were not open. And it's just been an amazing partnership. So he gets us, guys. And I love that about the team that we have running this company. What's the company's long-term vision? That's very important. If you're going to put your time here, is it safe? Is this a safe place for you to put time, effort, blood, sweat, tears? Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things that I sat down with and talked to Byron in a very honest way, because at the time I was 59. I had just left a company that I'd been with for 12 years and was my full-time income for all that time. They had started making a few decisions that just weren't in line with my personal mission anymore. And so I had to find another home at the same time that Derrick did. We did it together. But Byron sat down and told me, hey, Paul, look, I never wanted to own a network marketing company. The only reason I own this company is because the product works and it was helping people financially. And I wanted this to be a legacy company that in generations to come would be paying your children, my children, and their children's children residual checks and continuing to change the world's health. And he says, and that is my vision. I didn't buy this company so that I could build it and sell it or go public. That's not what this is about. So I felt very safe. And here I am 6 years later. So it's just been a very happy partnership. Do they have the necessary capital for funding growth? The short answer to that question is yes. And if they ever needed to get a line of credit, they have very easy access to it. Do they have a competitive advantage? Well, absolutely. We are the first to market with this concept. It's a revolutionary concept. Now, you know, if you look at what the trends were in our industry in health and wellness for the last 20 years, $49 billion of herbs are sold every year in network marketing, okay? $446 billion are sold throughout the world in pills, you know, supplements, $28 billion of superfruit juices. You know, these were companies, I don't know if you guys have heard of Monavi or Zango or Zija or some of these companies. Those were that was the juice wars, right? Well, really, I think the mistake that those companies made is, so for instance, Monavi became the acai company, the acai juice company. The smart thing would have been to become a category creator and just be the superfruit juice company. Then you could have a wide range. You could expand incredibly. But okay, so $17 billion of essential oils are sold every year also. Here's the question. What were all of those things before they were those things? Seeds. We are the category that ate all other categories. Okay, they were seeds before they were any of those things. And nobody's doing what we're doing. And they have absolutely no know-how to catch up to us. So yes, we have a very good competitive advantage. Does Rain have a track record of success? Absolutely. When Byron bought this company along with his investors, they were doing about $10 million a year of sales, but that train was on the tracks and going down the track, and they were trying to fix the train while it was going down the track because the previous owner had left them with a few little booby traps, you know, not on purpose, but just because he didn't run it exactly right. So they were having to patch things and fix things as they go. All things considered, though, they doubled the next year and they doubled the next year after that, and they have continued to grow. And so, yeah, absolutely, they have a track record. So as I said, now we are in about 45 plus international markets. And that means that this is not just dependent on your local economy. It's a worldwide opportunity. It's driven by the product. Absolutely, the product is the vehicle. And the good thing is the product works, okay? So let's talk about the product. You know, the products are not on trial. We have over 11 years of proof and scientific verification on and results on these products. The products are unique and they're patented, which means that your opportunity is safeguarded because people can't just go out and copy this. They're also certified by a lot of people who think they're pretty cool. They're certified non-GMO. They're certified by BSCG. Now, that is the group that works with the World Anti-Doping Association for athletes. We have all kinds of Olympic athletes. The entire Hungarian Olympic team is on our products, but we have athletes all over the world, world champions in like mixed martial arts, in boxing, and many other track and field, swimming, that are using these products to train with and to compete with. Health Canada, for you Canadians, they're certified by Health Canada, so that is a very good thing. They're certified they had been certified for their antioxidant content, and by ISNS, which is the International Seed Nutrition Society. Also is, I think, NSF is the people. Those are the people that certify that our manufacturing is done in a sanitary and completely compliant way as far as the FDA and Health Canada go. So tons of great certifications. You can rest very well assured about the product. One of the key questions about the product that I asked when I joined this business or was considering joining this business is, would people buy this product at that price if there was no compensation plan attached, if they weren't going to get a check because they bought a product? Well, here's the cool thing. If you analyze where our sales come from, it's kind of mind-blowing because it's very atypical in the world of network marketing to have this kind of breakdown. 55% of RAIN's sales come purely from customers, people who've never signed an app with the company. They're just customers, which means that they like the product, they like the results, they want to keep using it, and they keep buying it. 45% of the sales come from distributors. In most companies, 15% comes from customers and 85% comes from distributor purchases. So that's something that was very eye-opening to me, because if you've got a product that people really want, they don't care about any comp plan attached to it that's driving them to purchase it, that means that when you actually build a network of distributors, that it's going to stick. It's gonna be something where you're just not having people fall out all the time. The products are highly consumable. They go up in smoke or down the drain, which means that people order them, they consume them, they benefit from them, and they order again and continue that trend. The next thing when we're talking business is the business model itself. Network marketing, I have to tell you, I mean, I came from the world of show business where, I could do something once and get paid for it over and over and over again. As some of you may have heard me say this in my opportunity presentation, but I did Scarface when I was 26 years old and I'm 65 and they still send me checks. I still get checks from things I did when I was 8 years old in show business. Crazy to think about that. The world of workaday business, that just does not happen, but it certainly happens in network marketing. If you're an employee, and listen, nothing against employees. God bless anyone who is out there busting their hump to provide for themselves and for their family. I have nothing but admiration for you. But if you're an employee, someone else is in charge. They are in charge of your compensation, your advancement, your time, your vacation, your future, when you go to the potty, So the path to wealth really is to own a business. I mean, it's a fact. You've got to have something of your own if you really want to build wealth. The problem is that most businesses go out of business. So, if you start a business, 50% fail in the first year, 80% fail by year 5, 96% fail by year 10. By the way, RAIN is 11 years old. So you can beat those odds by buying a franchise because those people already have it all figured out. They've got their system in place, but you're going to pay $50,000 to $1 million US to get that, to buy that system. And you're going to be, sort of tied to a location. So there's a high startup cost, high risk, whether you're starting it yourself or buying a franchise, ongoing overhead, risk of managing the inventory, maintenance costs and labor, hiring and management of employees, accounting responsibilities. So basically, you're trading time and items for money, and you got to be physically present in both instances to earn those. So it's limited. In network marketing, there's a low startup cost, low risk. You got a system already in place. There's no buildings to maintain or to pay for, no inventory to manage, no employees, no bookkeeping, and you've got recurring income that you can receive long after the work that you've done to produce it has ended. For me, it's a magic business. I love it. I am a network marketing evangelist. And the magic in network marketing is leverage. John D. Rockefeller said, I'd rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Smart guy. So in our industry, when you first join this business, you are 100% of your business. If anything's going to happen, it's because of you. So basically, you're going to spend more time and make less money at the beginning. But the minute that you get one other person that has the same intention as you and will do the same things you're doing, now you're only 50% of your business. And then you get another one, and then you're a third and a sixth and a 10th and 1/100th and 1/1000th and 1/10,000th. I'm 1/10,000th many times over of the effort in my business now. It's crazy to think about all of that activity benefiting all those people. It benefits them, but also benefits me. Isn't that crazy? And when that happens, now you've flipped the relationship between time and money, and you can spend less time and make more money because you're leveraged. We are not tied to a location. Businesses, if you have a traditional business, I got to come visit you. So it's limited. We can do business anywhere. We can talk to anybody anywhere. And if we're operating in that country and we're in 45 different markets around the globe, we can have a business partner there. So it's unlimited. Just kind of some quick, interesting global network marketing statistics. These are from just a few years ago, and they continue to grow. But 116 million distributors, $189.6 billion in 2017. So I need to update that. It just continues to grow. The wellness category is what, like 32, 36, I can't read that number, percent. And then the personal, I think it's 36. Personal care is 32%, and we encompass both of those. So what are we, like 68% of the global network marketing is within our category. Now, another thing that business people will want to know is, do you have a system? Is this sussed out? Absolutely. And it's so simple. We do 21st century network marketing. If you can tap a screen on your phone, you can send somebody information instantaneously and know whether they watched it, how much of it they watched, did they read something, did they visit your website? It is so, so simple. So if you can send somebody a video, you can do this business around the globe. And so wherever you are, if you've got your phone, then there is your business also. The last thing in this little, kind of PowerPoint presentation I want to talk about is the timing. And this is what excites me the most about you guys being here right now, at this time, at this place. Because if you could, I want to ask you this question. If you could hop in a time machine and go back to 1989 and land in front of this house in Palo Alto, California, where Steve Jobs was building the very first Apple computer, knowing what you know now, and you went back in time, how much money would you want to give him? How desperate would you be to say, what can I do? How can I be part of this? Let me throw money at you. I'll work for you. What can I do? You would do everything you could. Well, let me tell you something. Rain is in the garage, especially in the United States. And we are really, really set to explode. I'm going to let Derrick tell you when he talks to you about what happened for him in that previous company where he hit the same momentum window. Because you see, typically companies hit momentum between 50 and $100 million in sales. And we're at about 80 right now. It was 65 when I did this a couple of years ago. So we are just right on the edge of that little momentum ramp to take off, and we're going to explode. And when people get positioned in front of that kind of growth, typically what happens is the company grows at 10 times the speed. And if you have built a team, so does your team, so does your income. And it's really exciting to be part of that and to participate in that. So, you definitely want to position yourself in front of that wave. And you do not want to be swimming behind that wave, trying to catch up. Okay. So here's the cool thing. You guys are in front of that wave. Now the key thing is taking action. So these are the kind of people that you don't want and the kinds that you do want. You are looking for people who have good self-esteem, who won't just wilt like a little fainting flower if somebody says no, who are goal-oriented, who are entrepreneurial. They know that, like, this is up to me. I'm going to make this happen. they're assertive. They're not afraid to, like, they're not aggressive, but at least they're assertive and they can talk to somebody. They take responsibility for their own results. They're open to new opportunities. They're action takers. They're decisive and they're determined. Who do you know like that? Who can you pick up the phone and call tonight like that? The people that you don't want are obviously the polar opposite. I'm not going to bother going down that list because I don't even want to put that in your head. But the time really for doing that is now. So I just wanted to share that quick little presentation with you. And I want to turn some time over to Derrick because this is the man. And Derrick really has experienced a couple of these momentum windows. Besides the fact that I just love him. So Derrick, time's yours.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Paul, you went over so many good points, and there were so many really important things to look at if you're looking for a business. And I think one of the things that you said is kind of key is when you talk about employees, right? A lot of us are employees. I started, as Aaron mentioned, at a hotel, and it goes back to most of us didn't know any different, right? It was okay, go to college. And now it's up to in the States. You guys might get it paid for in Canada, but ours is going to be $150,000 to $200,000 to go to school, okay, to go get that job. But that's what most of us are kind of taught, right? And what I love about the new economy video with Byron, he said, and I think anyone that you went to college and you're working right now, you're working hard already. So we're willing to work hard. But like myself, I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't know about network marketing. And when I knew about it back when I was 22, 23, it was all kind of it's like, it's the same. It's always negative people, and the only thing I knew about was Amway. Okay. And that was and if you're younger, you may not even know what Amway is, right? So this is what's so funny about cycling. And so I got a real estate license because I wanted to work hard. I was trying to think, how can I make money? And this is, think about, interest was 12.5% when I got my license. Okay. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to work hard. So then I heard about a network marketing company at my hotel, and people were doing all these creative ideas, and it kind of, being a young man, I started thinking of some ideas I could do. And I already knew about getting a business, like I mentioned before. All of us have thought of it, but it takes a rare person a lot of times to go find the investors, to be a handle raising your kids, trying to do this new business, risking everything. That's why so many people think, okay, maybe we just better stick to the regular job and move up the corporate ladder. And that's kind of what I was thinking about going with the Marriott. But then the Herbalife company came and did a meeting. Okay, the very first time. And I'd never even understood it. But Paul, after seeing Paul's equation, they did their equation, how you could make this money through leverage, and it clicked. It was like a light went on. I was so excited, so happy. I joined. My cousin joined. We're running around wearing buttons, and lose weight. Now it's meow. And it only lasted for 4 months. And you guys may have had the same experience. You got into a company and it didn't work out. And what happened is this was back in probably 83. Herbalife had 750 million in the United States, I think, and they had bad press, horrible press. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know about network marketing, so I basically quit. And but I believed in this concept, and a friend of mine had told me about this company, and is Paul mentioned skincare. Okay, think about it. I'm 23. I work with pretty much all guys. I don't use any skincare. I mean, zero. You don't need any, and I'm not going to do it. I didn't use anything expensive like that. But when I went to that first meeting, I got invited to it. They talked about, again, this duplication process. And when I think, again, when Paul was talking about how we don't have any, competition with Rain, we don't have any. We're a category alter. So I think back about when I joined New Skin. You can get skincare every department store, every grocery store, every 7-Eleven, not counting the direct selling companies. Plus, if you've got women that want a brand name, they want a brand name. They want a Clinique. They wanted these expensive ones. You're not going to go get one from Provo, Utah. The writing kept coming out the jar, right? But if you got a group of people that are willing to share, and they would go back to that duplication. They said, you get your 5 key people, teach them to get 5, 25, and so on. And if they use a product, what I found was skincare could be a real loyal product. It took a lot of effort to get people on it. And we didn't have back then, we didn't have really a customer program. It was really different. Most network marketing companies were always like, hey, if you want to do this, instead of joining Costco, join my network marketing company, right? So it was like, there really never was so you had to be building a company, or there was no like a Mary Kay type situation. So as Paul mentioned, I worked for 4 years. I was making probably 2,000 to 3,000 a month. The company went from 2 to 4 million in 1989, and my income went from like 30, 35, 40, 50,000 a month for the next, and it didn't, it fluctuated, went up and went down lower, but it always fluctuated between a half a million or more a year. And traveled all over the world. And what is so different though now, and that was for 20, gosh, in 2005, I heard about another company. What was interesting, they had a binary comp plan. That's what we have in Rain, and it's just caught my interest because I was one that really hadn't changed. It was a monthly program, and they didn't have any rules that you couldn't be in two companies. So I was pretty much semi-retired. I thought I'd get into this chocolate company. It seemed fun. We did that. I decided to leave Nu Skin in 2010 and focus just with chocolate. So then fast forward, as Paul mentioned, we decided to go a different avenue. And I kind of thought, wouldn't it be great if Rain were to buy our chocolate company? That would that's how I kind of even knew Susie. And so what happened with Susie, she, her son was kind of in the chocolate business on the outskirts. I met her. They looked at it, but she ended up going with Rain Nutritionals. It was one of the first distributors, went to Asia. Byron went over, like Paul mentioned, he went over to Europe. And I had kept in contact with her. And so when we were going to make a change, I kept seeing her on Facebook popping up all the time, popping up. And she was traveling. She'd been in Italy, she'd been in Vietnam, she was living in Hong Kong. Her kids lived in Southern California. And so this is again the new technology, right? So I'm on my bike at the gym, scrolling through Facebook, and I call her, and she said, "Oh wow, Derrick, yeah, this would be perfect." She told me all about Seed Nutrition, told me about Byron, and Byron had been in my Nu Skin business, and I didn't know what had happened. Not in my business, but he joined in like 2002, really almost 15 years after I had, and he went to the top. So again, another good lesson on that. It shows even if a company's stable and long term, you can still go to the top if you go in and build. And that's what Byron really proved. And that's why I was excited to meet him for Rain. And so one of the things that really caught my attention for Rain, and what Paul had gone over already, is all those different things about the product, but some other things that really made a difference to me. I think network marketing has really changed since I was involved 10 years and 15 years ago and 20, but even 3 years ago. So a lot of times if I meet somebody in there and say, "Oh, I've done that. I'm not doing network marketing. I did it 5 years." Well, you haven't done it with me, and you haven't done it with Rain, and you don't really know what we're doing because it's different. Just with social media, it's different. I was thinking back at both of my previous companies. Every time we did a meeting, we'd have to be meeting in person, right? This was going to happen, or we'd do a conference call. But every time I met somebody, I had to give them a CD. I had to give them a videotape. There was $3, $5, another $6. Now everything's on our app. It's all free, and your list of people. I was thinking when I started Nu Skin, I had my little group of Belma, and I had my mom and my aunts and all this trying to get them to try it. But to go outside of Salt Lake was pretty tough, right? I didn't know anybody. How are you going to do it? Now we can sit in any city, big or small, and get on social media, join groups, do anything. Our list is endless. And again, it's free. See, this is what I look back at. It's the cost of doing a network marketing business has gone way down, and a lot of other businesses still gone way up. The cost of franchising, all this stuff, and the employees and all those things. But again, what's our phone bill back in the day? It was like 1,500 to 2,000 international, no long distance. So with Rain, that's all set, right? So then it's just deciding, do I want to do it? The other thing that I think was really interesting in today's market that I loved about Rain, and that's what I really wanted. I wanted a company that you could just be a retail person if you wanted to. Okay, so you can go make your car payment. You can go make a house payment, even if you didn't sign one solo. If you just got customers, they went to your website, and then all of a sudden Paul's been buying, and I say, "Hey, Paul, have you ever thought about being a Rain partner?" "Oh yeah, you've introduced me to 4 or 5 people." it's a different world because 45 countries, you can go online, get people to buy product. You know, for a box of Solo, you think about them. I have a friend that's been in the business for 5 years. He's never done anything more than being a manager. He has zero desire really, but he got 4 customers on clear back 5 years ago. They have stayed on auto ship. They may have gotten off and back on, but he said he makes about $2,400 a year in rain, which gives him 2 cruises a year. Okay, no quotas. The other ones that we always had, you had to pay to play. Okay, if you didn't do your order, like if I remember in our country, if we got a retail customer and I had to go buy $3 of product and do this and place an order to get paid. Now with Rain, what I love about it, and you know, we want to obviously be a product of the we're using our products, and Rain has got our Rain partners, which nobody that I know of any other company that does this. That to think that Paul and we'll just give an example of Paul. I sponsored Paul 6 years ago. He's been one of my Rain partners for 6 years. So
Your
that
Rain partner teams, yeah.
a Rain partner team. So every single month on Paul, I think it's 70 points on a Rain partner team. Okay, that's points, and I get to use it for free product. So that means to do the highest equation in Rain, you know, to be a triple black Rain diamond, if you have 4 Rain partners, you're going to be well over 200 personal volume and all your products free. So what that is really internalized for me, I used to be at these other companies. I'd get a really great person excited, maybe a single mom. She's got 2 kids. She's going to school. She's, you know, working. And I'd think, oh, God, this is going to be so stressful for her doing this at my old company. I thought, how is she ever going to do this? She can do it, but man, she's going to have to go like crazy. What I love about Rain is we have, okay, number one, she gets 4 Rain partners of products free, right? So now she's already getting all her product for free and qualified without spending any money, where before usually you join a company like normal and you're going to be buying product, and that's great, you're getting a benefit. But Rain, we're going to allow that person to get their product for free. So that's another, say, $240 that they wouldn't be getting in a regular company, but they get all the price. Now, let's just say they had 10 customers. And if they have 10 customers on Soul and Core, they made, I think, what was it?
Well, 10 customers on Soul and Core together.
Yeah, it's $440.
Yeah.
You know, so now they've got, there's, you know, and maybe a car payment. Okay, again, it's a profitable business. We want to be in the black, right? And that's what I love about this. So I don't feel now, if I get a single mom in, I'm not worried that she's going to be all stressed out. She puts in an order. She doesn't order. It doesn't even matter. She doesn't lose anything, you know, of a team, where a lot of companies, the teams would go away. So it's a really win-win for people. And we have a gal on our team, and we'll have to get her video, you guys. She was built to a diamond business. Her name's Bettina, in Norway, for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night on Instagram, because she didn't scroll. She was in the hospital. She had a lot of things going on, and she was looking, how can I make this work? And what's interesting, she found the product on Facebook, kind of like you, Aaron, where she was looking for a product to help her get better, because she had tried something. She tried it. She couldn't believe how she felt. She started posting it. She followed a lady, and she followed her back, named Karen. And Karen started looking, and then she decided to try the product. She had a bunch of problems. She went diamond, and we all got the trip to Dubai last year.
All without ever doing a meeting. They never did a meeting. It was all on Instagram.
Never did. And again, it was all free, right? The text were free, the Instagram was free. Because I think back sometimes when I think, what if my old company, when I was a news kid, I did so many ads, you guys, and we did in the college papers. My upline did one, the LA Times, and we went down to California, and we were traveling and sending stuff out. Now I could do one, literally a free ad anywhere in the world every day with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Telegram, you know, all these. So it's just about getting clever. And guess what? There are all these fishing poles where you go to bed, they're just working, and we can actually get a customer and make money. That's, like, to me, one of the things that used to drive me crazy being these companies, and it cost me money to have a customer. And I think people really now, they're kind of looking, you've got the two people, maybe they've tried networking it before, they maybe don't have that good of fit. So you can kind of show that here, we've got some different things that you normally don't see. But we also have a customer program. You know, come in as a customer, try our product, and as us as a rep, we actually do better. You know, if somebody comes in and buys 3 products, I made $150 maybe that day. Then they come in and they go on upgrade on their kit. I made another, you know, $20 to $500 on the first order bonus. So to me, it's an amazing business. And again, when you look, if you're looking at I forgot even TikTok and Instagram, all these, everyone's doing the Amazon stores now, right? Or drop shipping. Well, you think about it, you still got to go get the product, private label, you got to create the email list, you got to get the returns, you got to do a lot. And it's not going to be what it was to get in our company where you're just getting a product. The other thing I was going to say too that we have is the 3+ and the 6+ where people can buy 3 months of auto ship or a 6 months auto ship. So they're getting discount on shipping. The other thing is if you didn't even order and you had 4 customers, you'd be covered. Your minimum would be done, you know, at 50 points. So that's what I think when you really internalize what we have. And then when you internalize, to me, how many people are looking for a change? We've got never before we had more people, I think, wanting to take advantage and they're more open. Because if you look at a lot of young kids, they're making a lot of money online. You got the group that isn't, but the group that is really looking, they're making a lot of money. So any of us can do it. It doesn't matter on age. We can all, from young to old. I kind of feel like if we're a little bit older, we have an advantage because these products are really targeted at this age group. You know, 40, I mean, it could be any age group, but I mean, everybody I know has kind of got a few aches and pains in that. But Bright has been great for young people. Form, you know, Soul has been great. I mean, we've got just story after story about products that work. And we've just, as Paul mentioned, we've got a whole market here in the United States, really Canada, US, and Mexico, all in North America, completely wide open because the focus has always been Europe. So we really want to focus and make it happen. And it'll still go to Europe. It'll still go to Asia.
Of course it will.
So that's, you know,
well, we want to lock arms with you guys. And a couple of things that Derrick said, I want to sort of reiterate, because I want to make sure you really understand how amazing the opportunity window is here. So when Derrick was in, you said it, Derrick, so I'll say it.
I don't care.
When you were in
I'm not saying anything bad. I had a great experience.
Right.
I mean,
when you were in New Skin, you know, you were there from 1985 to 1990. It took 5 years for New Skin to hit $50 million a year in sales. And the next year, 1991, it went from 50 to 500 million in 1 year. Now, teams went like, and Derrick's team was one of those teams because he'd positioned himself before that. Well, you know, $50 million now, it's like 100 million. Okay. So we're knocking on that door. We're just right there. It seems to be like a critical mass where there's just enough awareness in the marketplace where all of a sudden it's like popcorn popping, pop, 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 pop. And we're right there. We're right where the Jiffy Pop is going to start going. So this is why we want to build. The other thing is, if you haven't caught this, if you don't really understand this, I want you to understand it because it's the key to everything. Rain partner teams. It is so simple. We want, you know, you can look at that compensation plan. The first time I looked at a compensation plan in network marketing and tried to understand it, I just needed a binky and a blankie and a nap, okay? Because it was overwhelming, right? but with the binary system, I just figured out, look, I'm going to put one person on my left, one person on my right. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to teach everybody else to do it. And I'll tell you, that is magic. And that's what Rain partner teams are based on. You just sponsor 2 people, help those 2 to sponsor 2 each, and get 2 customers. And that entitles you, as long as that partner team is intact, to 50 points every month of free product. Now it's free to you, but your upline does not get punished because you were successful. They get paid on that volume like you bought it. What network marketing company does that? Okay.
You know, and Paul, and the other thing too that's really important, like in our other company, they did a contest like that, but it was every month. So
Well,
you
that's
have to
right.
get 2 new people or 3 new people every month to get this free
You
product.
get your free product.
Where we, like I'm saying, Paul has been one of my rain partners. I'm not worried about his or not ordering, right? He's been ordering for 6 years. So that's a given that my auto ship is going to be free. And
Yeah.
that's not counting that I'm also getting Rain Cash on my subscription, which is paid for by my Rain Partner points.
I'm not, yeah. So Rain Cash is a whole other thing.
I
Okay.
mean,
That's a reward system that you may not really know about yet, but, and I'll go into that a little bit, but here's what I want you to concentrate on. Don't think that you have to know everything. Don't think that you have to know everything about the products. I sure didn't when I first got going. I knew that it helped me feel better. I didn't have as many aches and pains. I knew that it was high antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. That's about what I knew. But I knew I could send somebody a video, and that's what I did.
right.
And in my first few months, I sponsored over 100 people, just sending out videos. Just sending out videos, getting Derrick on the phone with them, sending out a video, getting Susie on the phone with them, getting Byron on the phone with them. So that's what you guys can do with us. I mean, we are here to help you. We want to lock arms with you, and just get your 2. Help those 2 get their 2 and get a couple of customers. Build Rain partner teams. Concentrate on that. If it was all you ever knew and all you ever taught and everybody did it, you would max out the compensation plan and you'd be going, now what's that bonus? I just got this bonus. What's that bonus?
Well, and,
because it all
and Paul,
comes out.
going back when Paul was talking about Apple, you could say to put yourself back to doTERRA. I mean, I don't know many people that haven't heard of doTERRA, the oil company, and they just opened in India. And I heard there's had 300,000 people sign up in India. So when you think about, we've got just North America, and our products are proven and they work. And the other thing is, our products, if you look at, there have been in Nigeria, Sarajevo, Hungary, where the economy is very poor. Okay, people do not buy a second time if it doesn't work. They
And
just
they're
don't.
some of our biggest markets.
Yeah, and then when you look at some of those stories that have come out of there, what people have built from starting with product, then focus more on the business, and sometimes it's a difference in getting your confidence up. So everybody comes from a different point, and I think that that's what always does for me is I go through and look at all the videos, I got all the stuff, my confidence goes up, and I think, like, and Byron even says something at the end of the new economy, if not this, then what? And I always look at people, then what are you? I mean, this is the best deal I know of right now that's going to cost you the least amount of money with the biggest upside that's out there. So Aaron, we'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I know I got lots of notes from that. I really appreciate your time that you brought to the team here. I obviously sorry, my dog is asking out.
That's all right.
our little pet family members. So does anybody have, or first of all, before we get into Q&A, because I know there's some of you guys will have Q&A questions. I just want you to understand, Jeremy is on the call. He's on the way traveling home from his kid's ball game. But just to understand, in 2.5 weeks, what we've done by doing that, bring a person in, do you plus 2 basically.
Mm-hmm.
This organization is already at 50 people in 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks.
That's so great.
It is incredible. And we haven't even got started. We are doing this all very part-time. Obviously, I'm putting a little bit more time in just to get the basic foundation of training, understanding and everything, because I believe in taking care of our people and helping every single one of you guys to succeed. And with the incredible people like Derrick and Paul and Temple's on the call as well here tonight. We are so blessed to be where we are. This is the perfect company, the perfect timing. And for what's happening in the world, people are needing to get healed right now. I know many of us are ones that have a lot of family members that need to be healed in whatever way. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about it. And I'm speaking the truth and I'm not holding back, because I know how many people need this right now. So does anybody have any questions? Don't be shy. I know Greg will have questions. I know Greg will have a question.
If not, we can answer them another time too.
Yeah, exactly.
On the customer end of things, setting them up, how exactly do you go about doing that?
It's so easy. You go, okay, so let's say that you've got somebody who's interested in soul. Okay. You just open your app. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to open my Rain
So
app.
it's just going through the shop?
Yeah, you just go and you can scroll down on the tools page, scroll down to where it says buy
Is that
link.
through the app or through your website?
You know what?
This is
He's telling you on how to, like, if you were going to send me the link to buy, that's what Paul's showing you. So they can either go to the shop link, like you go to I could go to your website. You could send me that link that Paul's saying. I click on it, takes me right there. I buy that, or you could call it in when they're open if a customer wanted to. If sometimes you get people.
there's
that don't
lots of
like
ways
it.
to set people up. The advantage of going through your app, your phone app, is that instead of saying to your customer, okay, go to my website, now I want you to click here and then go to this
Right.
drop down menu and you'll see this and click on that. There's like too many steps. Here in your app, if somebody wants to be a customer for Soul, you just click right on under the buy links, click on Soul, and then share, and then text them that link.
Oh, okay.
And so, and you can do it to Instagram, WhatsApp, and like Paul's saying, in that is so amazing because they'll actually have little testimonials under Soul. That's what you asked me about, so I sent you Soul, and it's right on your page. And if they share it with somebody, it's still your page.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is that the app helps you understand what's happening with that person. So if you send them that link, you're going to get a notification when they click on it, what they're doing there. If you send somebody a video, same thing. It'll even tell you, did they watched 80% of it, they watched 30%, they watched 100%. So the app is really very important to get to know. It's very simple, but it's very, very powerful.
Okay, and on the app, on the tools, on the shareable stuff,
Uh-huh.
I know I tried it, and I know somebody else in the group had tried it, sharing the sample on Facebook, and it wasn't available in our.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's not available in Canada anyway.
Yeah,
We see that now.
yeah. But also, it gets a little confusing because we're asking Byron to make some changes to the sampling program. It used to say, would you like a sample? Well, the only samples that they sent out was a packet of Soul along with 2 Bright. And if you're on the core page and you ask for a sample, you think you're getting core, but you get Soul and
So now how they've got it is for more information on a sample. So then if I'm a cold lead, I may text you and say, hey, Jeannie, I really saw that information. I'd like some more information on it. Then that way you could decide, do I want to send them out of my personal order a core or a sample, or just say, hey, you might as well buy a box because we have a money back guarantee. So it just gets someone to engage with you as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay too, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's great. So those, and some of them you'll see they're not downloadable to put on social media, but that buy links, I think as a message you can. They're easy on any of the messages you can on the buy links.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the safest to keep somebody and have them go right there.
Also, for you Canadians, just so you know, I mean, we have been operating in network marketing terms. We've been operating in Canada as an NFR company, meaning that means not for resale. It's just a category. You can, do the whole business there. But their intention this year, one of the line items that the company has for achieving this year is that they want to be on the ground with warehouses operating entirely as a company in Canada. So there are no little barriers at all. So
there's no barriers on the anything.
No, there aren't. Just that some things happen like a little
Yeah.
slower than we'd like them to, but
Do we know where the warehouses will be at this point?
I don't yet. But they're setting them up, so it's coming.
Awesome.
Philip had a question.
Yeah, just before Phil asks the
Okay.
question, sorry, Phil, is I want to let you guys know, out of the 50 people that's in Jeremy and Kenya's organization, that's not all out of my leg, because I'm obviously on one of Jeremy's team, on the right team, and then Phil's on the left team, and of course what's happening over there. But in the grand scheme of things, I came in as $1 promo. I have now made almost $850 in commissions in 2.5 weeks, guys, to be able to reinvest and do my pay upgrade. Because again, yeah, exactly. So it is one of the best compensation plans for getting out of the gate, per se, the fast start bonus and all the team bonuses and all that kind of stuff. You don't need to know everything. You will learn it as you go, as it arrives into your back office. That's how I've always trained. Don't try to learn everything, just start sharing it to people and don't hold back. So just really wanted to share that concept and what's happened in the 2.5 weeks. So Phil, do you have a question? You're welcome.
Between the two of us, we're there.
Yeah, exactly. It can happen, guys.
Yeah. So do we have two websites? Is the seednutritions.com/my username, like the retail side, and then the rainints.com/Selderidge?
No, they're running side by side. I mean, not to get all too complicated on you. They re-engineered the front end. And so they were doing that on seednutrition.com. Now it would show up the same way on both sites. But what I would suggest you use is seednutrition.com / your name here.
Okay, not the rainint.com.
No. Use seednutrition.
Even though it's going to show up when somebody first signs up, you'll see rainintl.com, right? If I'm brand new, I'll see it. So they just have kept that there. So they didn't want to have some mistake when they did this transition, like they lost all the info. So it's seednutrition.com /
Okay, I was thought of that when I was on the one. It looked like you could only do a preferred customer. And on the Rain INT one is the one that said they had the join button. So I didn't know if they hit the preferred customer versus the join, if it put them as a customer.
They changed it. I think on Seed Nutrition now it said register instead of join.
Okay.
So that would be the one that's got all the update. And they're going to phase that out, the rainintl.com, once they feel like they're 100%.
Well, the other thing is, if you want your people to earn rain, what is it? Rain bucks, or what's it called? Rain rewards.
Rain
cash. Yeah, that only happens with seednutrition.com /. So
okay.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's just amazing. I mean,
so I was going to ask that question. What is rain cash?
So when you enroll somebody, they start earning through loyalty, through staying on subscription, they start earning points towards free product that is just completely separate from Rain partner teams. So if you have customers that are, like on auto ship, you're also earning, Rain rewards points. I just went and got 2 boxes of Renew completely free. Just here, I'll use my Rain rewards, It's so great.
And it pays monthly. It'll pay about on the 15th of the month. And what you have to do is it has to accumulate enough to buy a product. So you can't use a partial. It can't be $10. So it's got to be a minimum of, like, they think 33 points, to get, I think, a Bright.
So as a distributor, how I think about Rain rewards is I want to use that to that would not, I don't want to think about that ever being my product. That's, that's not your auto ship. It's not going to cover your auto ship. That's something that's separate.
Yeah, you don't get points for it, right? So
just try something new, or refill your samples that you want to give out, through Rain rewards. Now a customer, they get, if they're on, let's see, their first month, they get I think it's a 15% total. They get a 10% discount, and they get 5% into a Rain rewards little fund. The next month, they get 10% of that order into a Rain rewards fund, and it stays at 10% every month until month 6. Then they get, I think it's a $15 bump. That just, here's $15 worth of product also added to that Rain rewards. And at month 12, it's an additional, is it 35 or 25? 30.
Yeah.
So it's just a great way to get some extra free product, try extra things. It's
when
just
it helps cover
so
shipping
generous.
and, And you also get a discount. So on being on the Rain Rewards, so your subscription, let's say I have 2 boxes sold, and then tomorrow I go order more product. Because I'm on subscription, I get that discount. So it's below wholesale. So if I just go buy it, says $70, say for a box of Sol, I think I get it $68.95. So it's another 3% below wholesale on the subscription. Plus,
That's
you're
right.
getting the rewards as a rep. So to me, you're getting the Rain partners, you're getting the Rain cash, customers, and our reps are getting them.
Yeah.
That's
They
really
really
good.
put this program into place, especially, it really enhances the customer program, because we're competing in a world of Prime and Amazon and all that.
Right.
So we're using terminology that's more like that. So we don't say auto ship anymore. We say subscription.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
this
say
is what it
distributor. We
looks
say
like, guys.
partner.
It's on your app. It's just 3 minutes or 2 minutes and 48. If you wanted to see the details, it's just
On Rain Rewards. Yeah.
seed-based product, Rain Rewards on the app.
Yeah.
And you can send that to people too, a new customer, so they can see it. So that's kind of the
Yeah, I went through all those videos the
Okay,
other day
great.
on Friday. I think I spent the whole couple hours watching
Makes a
them all.
difference.
So it makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
yeah.
Question in regards to the Rain cash. Is that just meaning commissions? Is what that's meaning?
No,
Like
Rain Cash is like points that you earn from Rain Rewards that you can spend on free
okay,
product.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
Another real quick thing that I wanted to tell you guys is, I have my own tools. Like I have a video that's called Why Rain. It's about like 4 minutes. If you want to be able to have that on your app and track it, if you want to see some of my other tools, just open your app. Down at the bottom on the right, click More, and then click on My Profile. So just go to your profile in the app, and then click on Teams. In your profile, click on Teams, and join team. Okay, so you'll be able to find it. It's very intuitive. Just go to your settings, go to your profile, find where you can join a team. And my team code is It's Raining. All lowercase letters, no punctuation, all together, just ITSRAINING. It's Raining. And when you join my app team, then all of my tools will also show up on your app, and you can send them out and track them. Okay?
And Paul, have you told them about your site, tsunamibids.com?
Yeah. Aaron has gotten
Yeah,
everything.
that's how I joined, by watching
Oh,
all
okay,
that one Sunday
okay.
night, and I've put it in a whole script for everybody to script it
Awesome,
out.
okay,
So
awesome.
You're a rare bird, Aaron. That's not a
Right.
site I would normally send to somebody and say, here, go through all this and see if you want to join. It's a little overwhelming. It's really just a library of resources that you can look at and say, oh, here's a video I want to send to somebody.
Susie's got some really good stuff on there, guys, under the science. She's got 4 videos about brain health and that on Soul that is really amazing.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have a question?
Oh, Chris has got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just curious, how would you recommend? So my siblings, obviously they're skeptical with the product. A lot of my siblings have joint issues. Would you recommend getting the Bend, I think it's called, and just let them use it for a few days?
Yeah.
Would they be able to feel the difference
Yes.
in just a few days? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of joint issues? Is it like serious sort of arthritic something?
Yeah.
Or...
Like they're mechanics, so they're always like ratcheting wrenches and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm curious if just
I mean,
a few days
Soul is
worth
great
would
for
even
that
help.
as well as Bend. But
just don't give it to them by the same time like giving Soul or Bend. I take Bend every day, and it makes a huge difference for me if I don't take it. We got a Jeannie.
I've been suffering with really super bad tennis elbow for I don't even know how long. It's just been getting worse and worse and worse. I've been seeing massage therapy, chiropractor. I've had cortisone injections. It's just progressively been getting worse. Since I've been taking Soul Black, Soul Red, Core, I don't know which one is working better, but I've just been dosing my body. I'm not suffering.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's only been a week.
Wow. See,
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't have any arthritis yet, but I was a wrestler, I was a catcher. My knee, and that, I'm only 40. My knees would always crack when I got up.
yeah,
I've been taking all three for about a week as well, and my body feels great.
that's amazing, isn't it?
What an incredible difference. Like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what happens moving forward.
yeah.
Yeah, Chris. So just give him some and let him try it. And then I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch Dr. Beckles on the app, but he has one on Bend and kind of goes through why it's different. Even talking about that was interesting. He even said, if you take glucosamine, your overall health is going to be better. So even for somebody that doesn't have issues right now, he was talking about you should be taking it as a preventative for your joints, just overall health. So it's a great one. I think once people try it, and same with Bright, I get Bright out all the time, and they can fill it 1 to 2. I do 1 to 2, but we usually 1 or 2. If they drink a lot of coffee or something, I may give them 2.
Well, and here's another thing, Chris, as far as, listen, I don't mind somebody being skeptical. That just means that they just have legitimate questions that need to be answered. Cynical is a whole other thing. They already have a preconceived idea. You're never going to get anywhere with them. But here are some things that you can share with your brothers and your siblings. These products were developed by scientists at the University of Maryland. It wasn't just somebody who put their hand on a rock and said, "Oh, I think this might be a good combination." They're developed by scientists and doctors. We have some of the top doctors in the world. One of the top heart surgeons in the world is all over our app. And he's, talking about the products individually because he believes in them. So, that should help you.
And you know what is interesting about Dr. Beckles? He was actually a customer with Rain for 5 years or 4 years before. So they just didn't reach out to him to be on the medical board. They didn't even realize he had been using them. His kids are professional tennis players. They use Corn Soul, and he says so many amazing things. And now he's on our board, and it's pretty amazing. Like when Paul said, like when you rewatch that video when it talks about the University of Maryland getting this for kids that are stage 4 cancer patients, and they were looking for nutrient dense food. So you could just see how it builds up everyone's body, and just all the different products. And I do have given a ton of samples out, especially with family, and it's made a huge difference for me giving them out samples. And even like the protein, like a lot of times people have tried a vegan protein and they hate it. They think it tastes like, and ours tastes great. And it's got whole chia seeds, it's got hemp seed, 20 grams of protein. So those are easy to sample, and then pure is easy to sample. So the more samples you give out there, the better, I think.
Well, and that's what's so great about, Rain, is when you get somebody on a product, you can just be confident that they're going to feel a difference. They're really, because they work, So I don't get nervous going, "Oh God, I hope they feel something." I just go, "Okay, wow, watch this."
Well, and what just shows, even like with Aaron, like you say, you've got 50 people in the team, you can see how it can really start to double when people have heard of a product, they have results, and now these 50 go get 2, and look what you got in another week. And then that you can see that's how momentum starts in anyone's team. And and I was always looking for a product that moves people, right? Not a good salesperson moving the product. It moves people. And we talked about this before, how acai berry no one knew about it years ago. And now everybody knows about acai. Well, black cumin oil and black oil is kind of just starting to get, I know it's once in a while on Instagram, I'll see black oil. And for everyone that's had black oil, they hated the taste. They couldn't even drink it, take it. And we've made a combination that works even better and tastes great. So, and it's so easy to take instead of having a bottle with you. You throw in your bag, you know what I mean? It's really, you can just see us getting bigger and bigger and better each and every day.
Absolutely. I was looking for black cumin seed oil. So
I told you a story
I was
today.
listening to all the professionals that are whistleblowing and stuff, right? So I was looking for it. I knew what I was looking for. I just knew, I knew I could go to the health food store down the road, but I knew there had to be a company that had it, right? So thankfully, Jeremy shared that information with me, what's transpired with him, with his health. And I have to say, guys, I can talk about my husband because he's not in the room. and he's been on the product since last Monday, so a week. And I can tell that when he gets home, he's not exhausted. His brain is not, because he's been overworking his brain because he's been back to work for the last couple months, finally, after his stroke and recovering. And so he obviously hasn't seen the inflammation go down yet, but me personally, I can see his difference in paying attention and not falling asleep at 7 o'clock when he gets home at 5. He's staying up till 9, 10 o'clock again. And he's on the Soul Red, the Core, and the Bright product.
Oh, that's great.
So I can't wait for me to get on the product because I can't take his stash away until I do my own.
That's right, you get yours.
Phil, did you have another question?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do see. So go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
I put I joined your group and everything, but I didn't see any of your stuff pop up.
You might have to pull down and refresh.
Okay.
Dawn has a question. She says, what products are good for anxiety?
Well, I think Bright is. I know that's one of them. You know, Soul is what I just basically always start with, because
Temple says Soul and Bright.
yeah, so Soul is you know, so high in essential fatty acids, and your brain is 60% fat.
Right.
So it needs those fatty acids. Yeah.
It's really good for people that have been depressed too. So they've had a lot of young kids that were really depressed, or people that were on antidepressants that got on and actually got off it, you know. So it's just a really big mood enhancer and anxiety. And the same that thing with Bright too, just start with one. And you know, even on the package it talks about how it's good for dementia and Alzheimer's on our brochure. So it does.
Yeah, the product fact sheets, guys, definitely go into your back office and download them underneath the resources. Also, you can do it on the app too. Those product fact sheets, I've been with companies with product fact sheets, but their product fact sheets are amazing. I love how they've done them. Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing, Aaron, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to add that everyone is different and we're not doctors, but you know, we have so many testimonials on the site. Often it helps to look up the disease you may be looking for. Even if it's a migraine headache, you want to know what people have done. And success leaves clues. People will leave a fantastic testimonial for you there. And, you know, everyone's different. So it might not work the same for you, but it's certainly worth a try. But the other thing too is Soul is our primary product. And I would suggest making sure that everyone starts with Soul and then you add from there. Not only does it make it easier because we're not catalog salespeople, we want to make sure that we are giving them the basic flagship of this company, which is the Soul.
Great point, Temple. No, that's true. 100%.
Another quick thing to add to Temple's comment here regarding the Facebook pages, the 2 testimonial pages. I think we all need to start sharing our testimonial, even if you were on the product for 1 week.
Really helps.
Yeah,
it will hugely help, because I noticed, as me as a experienced entrepreneur in the industry, I'm like, oh boy, these testimonials are amazing, but they're from 2018. There's got to be new people on this product.
Well, you know what happens is what happens is just like what you're talking about. People have an experience and they get excited and they get on there and they share, and then everybody else is going, oh, well, I don't need to put mine on because I've got one that I can use.
Yeah.
You know,
that would be great, Aaron, if you guys could do that, because it gets the new ones and then we'll all do some new ones.
Even if it's a short paragraph for 1 week, what you initially felt like for the first week, right? Yeah. That's huge for people.
Well, then your team can actually start sharing these with the team, because we can't say somebody else's and print it, but I can share your written testimonial, no problem. Sounds awesome, guys.
Nancy, the question that you asked about the omega-6, 1 packet of Soul is like 3 to 4 servings of omega fatty acids. So yeah, I mean, Soul is just plenty for your omegas.
And that's awesome. Thank you, Paul, for answering that question. I just want to share, I'm sure all of you guys have seen Jeremy's message here, but I definitely want to verbally say it for anybody that's catching the replay. He's in a very loud place, so he can't talk, but he said, Paul, talked about, but he loves this group. Paul is incredible. Derrick too. Thank you for being here. I really didn't mean to launch this business, but we did. And as I always said, if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to be a dabbler. And that's so true if you get to know Jeremy around him. So let's go do this. I'm so blessed to have each of you in our team. Aaron is a blessing, and my appreciation for each of you continue to grow every day. Thank you for being part of this. And
Amen.
I echo that totally.
Amen.
Okay,
Yes.
guys, appreciate everybody.
Well, it's just great to kind of see, you know, your faces. I can't wait to meet you all in person, and really, we just have such an opportunity. I hope that we've helped you kind of grasp it a little bit here tonight. We want to lock arms with you.
Yeah.
We want to
it's a
support
fun,
you.
profitable business. That's what I like. It's fun. It's uplifting. You know, you get to be around great people, and like I said, and we got a great management team and owners too that are just have that, and Susie too. That same personality goes down, so it's really great.
Yep.
Hey guys, thank